All right, so I figure I probably should talk about the Kodiak VT situation because this shit is absolutely fucking unacceptable, right? But it's not that dissimilar from the Chibi Review situation, which, I talked about beforehand. Again, the people, again, these people, well, what was the thing? These people hate you. They want you broke, destitute, dead, and they want to see harm befall your children. And you can see that very clearly with the Chibi Reviews thing, but yeah, they came after Kodiak. It's VT's job. They defamed him, fucking impersonated him, and thankfully Kodiak seems to be lawyering up. And all power to you. Whoever is the guilty party in all this, sue these fuckers for everything they are worth. Bear Man, right? And I hope that everything resolves as quickly as possible in your favor. So I know Kirsche talks about this. And I picked this one because this is where Asmongold, so it's like a Kirsche Asmongold reaction at the same time, right? Hold on, let me, hold on. Damn it. Did I lock my, I did, okay. Okay. Oh, it was a layering issue, that's what it was. Okay. There we go. So now I won't be blocking, I think, anyone in this frame for once, right? So, let us continue.
Wait, what is this?
Oh god, I'm crashing. There we go.
10:34. So it took 30 minutes approximately. I sent DJ a message. Hey man.
Uh-huh.
I just got fired from my job. Now, the way that it went down from the company that I work for, whom I will not dox, because I think that doxing is an evil fucking practice.
Uh-huh.
True?
And right now I have a lawyer looking into it, which I don't want to disclose on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, good. This is not a game. They went after the guy's real life, right? They got him fired from his real job for something he did not do. And I personally think that there might be an issue with the with the company that fired him, because yeah, sure, he's in an at-will state, but you could still illegally fire someone in an at-will state, right? It's not completely arbitrary. There are rules to hiring and firing, even in at-will states. So I would suggest possibly looking into that too, right? Because especially if it's like firing that causes false reputational damage, that might be something you might want to look into. But one thing at a time, right? You gotta punch these fuckers into the into the sun of the court, right?
They basically came up to my desk, a guy from HR plus a security officer from the front desk of the building came up to my desk, and he told me, you need to pack your things. Apparently, we are firing you this morning.
Wow. Why?
My first
What
question
happened?
to the guy that came up to me was like,
What happened? Yeah, why?
what did I just get fired for?
Yeah.
And basically what he told me was, we got an anonymous complaint.
I made this video while I was on stream. You guys know, you were here. But I thought that people would like see the screenshot that I put here and like read the email to like understand the context of what he's talking about. I guess I should have made it a bit, maybe I should have like unmuted my mic and been like, look and read the email in the screenshot.
In fact, I guess let's do that now, right? Oh my god, this is a little fuzzy, right? So let's see. Hey Vex, I just want you to know that you will make a great rape victim since you like to whore yourself out. Why the fuck was I reading this part? Anyway, if there's one thing you deserve, it's getting raped and having your screams of anguish out for the world to see. Do yourself a favor and kill yourself now. It's a damn shame cancer has not taken you out yet. Long live Israel. Long live Donald Trump, and may you get cancer for the 7th time. See, I don't understand what it is about spooks not being able to like become not allowing themselves to not glow. Every fucking time it's a spook, for some reason they glow like the sun, right? They glow like a fucking uranium rod that's been activated, right? Just fucking wild. Yeah, so it's like Kirsche asked us to read the thing, so we read it. This is also very strange because you would imagine that his place of employment would have his email on record, right? So if they have his email on record, and it just strikes me as like, it doesn't really seem like HR actually did any research, but rather just took the complaint as if it was factual and then just moved forward. That's just my thoughts. HR doesn't exist to help you as a customer. It exists to help the company. It's really that simple. Well, not customer, but like, employee. It's not there to help the customer either, but.
That you have been essaying women on the internet.
Wow.
And this company cannot tolerate that from its employees. They stated you by first and last name.
That's crazy.
Which is how we knew it was you.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I didn't want to cause a fuss. They gave me one little cardboard box. Took me about 2 minutes to put all my stuff in that box. And I calmly walked out the door.
Goodbye.
So this is, and I don't know, okay, this is some message right here. And I'm pretty sure I found his job and stuff. Give me a sign and I'll handle it, Vex. So I don't even so what is this? Vex, you're beyond disgusting and hope.
Well, I mean, that seems pretty clear that like there is some kind of relation between Vex and hold on, I wrote down the name. Dad Vandrad, who, by the way, Dad Vandrad fucking roached out almost as soon as this all happened, and Vex herself, locked their account, because this is pretty nuclear, right? I know there's been people saying that like Vex has been faking her cancer, and that's entirely possible. It's not the first time a VTuber has done this. But that being said, it's also entirely possible that she actually did get cancer 6 times. Cancer can be a genetic predisposition, and sometimes people just roll really fucking unlucky. I don't know. I do know that Tectone apparently like actually doxed her face. I will not be doing that. I don't have any particular respect for Vex in this entire situation. But it's just the community, just in general, the VTuber community is not all that enthused with doxing. You know what? Fuck it. Actually, I'll do it. Why the fuck not, right? Because you know what? You don't let the enemy dictate the terms of your of your play, right? So yeah. So apparently, this lady has been dumb enough to post her fucking face anyway. So, Tectone just didn't do anything more than just, again, find it. So yeah, it's in the thumbnail. And Tectone fucking actually rips her to shreds, but I don't really care about that right now. So, I mean, if they're gonna dox Kodiak, why the fuck not, right? The doxing should be like mutually assured destruction, right? You don't do it and then you don't get it done to you. But as soon as the doxing question comes on the table and someone doxes you, I think that should be a green light for the community to dox whoever did the doxing. That's just me personally. I know it's probably not a very popular opinion, but it's like no, the rules of engagement have been set as soon as doxing has been put on the table. Doxing is now on the table in that case, right? I'm not saying you should go do that now. I'm just saying I think in theory the community could stand to have a counter doxing, like what would you say, policy, again, like mutually assured destruction, that would actually stop a lot of some of this stuff from happening, because if you know that, oh yeah, if I dox someone, I'm going to in turn get doxed, that would cause some people to stop. But a lot of these people know that even if you dox them, they won't dox you. So, you know, just pointing that out there, right? Maybe some mutually assured destruction is kind of useful here. Do not do this in this case, though, because Kodiak needs to if anyone goes after Vex, it's actually going to hurt Kodiak in his legal proceedings. So do not fuck with Vex, right? Just leave her to rot in her own fucking cesspit that she's made. But yeah, I'm just saying, for future notice, I personally, I'm of the, if they dox you, like, the community can, if someone doxes someone in the community has every right to dox the person who did the doxing, because, hey, tit for tat, right?
Hope you get psychiatric help you need. You don't need to make up some fake ass spoof email to defame somebody for pity points online, then go after their fucking job. I know you probably felt the power trip from getting Rev and Strawberry cut from Advanced GG and the harm to people, but this is insanely fucked up. This is apparently the kind of person that they want to partner with, as creators made them money and didn't actively try to get their creators dropped from sponsors. Fuck everyone who supports this kind of shit, and I hope lawsuits and everything get rightly served to her and the other scumfuck coordinating. So can she be held liable for this? So the thing that she'd be held liable for,
oh shit, that's the wrong one. The thing I would love to see a legal mindset video on this. I probably wouldn't react to a legal mindset video because there's not much I could probably add to it, but I would love to see legal mindset react to the whole Kodiak situation. I think he would probably give good advice. Just saying.
Sorry, I can't spell. Is called torturous interference. So this is a term that's used, and again, like, this is a civil claim, you know, obviously a charge, and this is the first thing that you would do. And it says torturous interference is a common law claim occurring when a third party wrongfully and intentionally disrupts an existing contract or business relationship between two other parties, causing economic harm. It proves it requires proving the existence of a valid contract. Okay, he was employed, the defendant's knowledge, the intentional interference, and the resulting financial loss. So this, in my opinion, by the way.
And I'm going to pause this for a second, because I saw other people, some of the, like, quote retweets on my post were just like, oh, this has been happening to other people. This happened to some fucking cancel culture freak as well. Like, who? Their name is, like, Who or something. And I was like, okay, all right. I've seen some of these other instances of people getting these weird, like, rape messages. And it's usually, like, Celestium had it happen, right? Like, somebody impersonated her on VGen and was sending messages as her to other people threatening heinous things, right? It's not been Kodiak, as people are claiming. It's not been him every single time. It's not like every time one of these fake things goes around, they're using his name. It's been a ton of other creators. That actually adds more credence to Vex being a fucking retard and wanting to do damage to someone. Because if you know that there are all of these fake messages going out via Twitter DM or VGen or email trying to implicate creators saying terrible things, and then you happen to get that same exact email, that should tick off a red flag, should it not?
It is just Tortius.
You would think so, but apparently not. Yeah. So funny enough, actually, I did confuse initially Vex with someone else. Who I also don't particularly like, but, you know, there's so many people, some of these people kind of just bleed together into like a faceless mask. But that being said, Vex is one of those people who like to play the victim card. She's a literal cry bully, in my opinion, right? The bully cries as they strike you, right? or as you return with, you know, tit for tat. But, yeah, no, she personally likes to hide behind the fact she's a cancer patient, as if that kind of, or a cancer survivor, as if that actually absolves her from any kind of, like, criticism or any kind of backlash for morally reprehensible behavior, you know, such as this. But, you know, it's just the thing she does. like embedded within her character.
Torty? No, I like torturous interference. It sounds way better.
It does. He's
like,
right.
I don't care if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Tortious interference. That sounds like a turtle that shows up in your house and it won't let you go through the door.
Exactly.
Like, no, we're calling it torturous interference. That sounds like a fucking like a spell in Path of Exile or something like that.
And if you're going to beat the demons casting spells to try and kill you, you have to learn some spells too. So no more turtle blocking the door. It's tortuous interference.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason you can't have both, right? Tortuous interference is like something you can use for like actual regular conversation. But torturous interference, again, could be a thing you could use for rhetorical purposes to point out that like this isn't just about, especially with in the case of like people like the Kodiak VT stuff and what would happen with Reb and Straub and what keeps happening to people, like for example the tortuous interference that happened with Celestium and her fucking plushie project and other such right-wing VTubers, right? The goal is not just to interfere with their ability to do business with other people, right? Their goal is to interfere with their financials. Again, it's to render people over time destitute, poor, isolated, and presumably at the end of it to get them to kill themselves, right? So yeah, torturous interference also works as like this is the actual goal that's going on here, right? It's not just to get you fired, it's to make your life miserable and like to push you into doing something terrible to yourself, especially with like the sexual assault claims. That shit does not leave oftentimes, even if you're proven innocent, right? So I hope that gets brought up in the court proceedings, because this should be a fuck around, find out situation. The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out kind of deal, right? And hopefully, if Vex is actually involved in this, I mean, there is a small probability that she's not. I don't think it's very high. That's why I said it's very small. But it is possible that she's not actually involved. She's just in a very, just circumstances happen to not look very good at the moment. But that being said, whether or not she is actually directly involved in this, I hope anyone directly involved in doing to Cody what happened, I hope they get the book thrown at them, because the only way this kind of behavior stops in the community is if people start actually suffering real consequences, right? You can't squeeze blood out of a turnip, no, but you can take a percentage of every paycheck until they pay you back, right? I was like, oh wait, they're not gonna work. Well, in the box you go, right? Send them to break small rocks into smaller rocks, right? Big rocks into small rocks, right? There are solutions to this particular problem, and reputational damage is something you should take really seriously, especially this kind of reputational damage, because as Kodiak has mentioned, this will be on his record. Because anyone who looks up his name is almost certainly going to find this, people talking about this, and if they talk to a previous employer, are you like, again, the question, would you hire them back? And the answer is probably going to be no, if this is the reason he got fired. So yeah, this is going to affect his ability to actually find employment that's, in the future. It's going to make it much, much more difficult. So again, I hope whoever did this and whoever's involved, if that includes Vex, that includes Vex. If it doesn't actually include Vex, then it doesn't. But anyway, whoever's involved in this, I hope they get fucking smashed with the book. I hope they get fucking reamed by the courts. But anyway.
So, Torta interference. Yeah, what is this? Like, XQC had to deal with that, right? So, like, I don't know. I don't want to deal with it. We're calling it torturous interference, okay? It's just the way it is. So anyway, yeah, towards
that was a very bad time to start drinking my soda. I almost choked on that. That would have been probably really funny on the audio to hear me die. As Aspen Gold is making a fucking joke, but yeah, fair enough.
Kirsche hasn't noticed Kodiak's in chat. My husband's on the screen. Torta interference. Is that when you're hitting on a woman in a bar and then her fat friend comes up and goes, actually, she's not interested? That's the Torta interference.
civil wrong. I know that. I know it's a tort law. I get it. But here's my point. Okay, so can you look at this? A valid contract, defendant's knowledge, was aware of the contract, the defendant acted with intent to cause breach. Now, I will tell you this.
I will say that I'm not a fan of the fact he's using Gemini to do this, but it's close enough. I have seen the clip before, and it is serviceable for the definitions here. Ooh, actually, Elfpire Eva would probably have a good opinion, good analysis on this. I might have to shoot them the idea, but yeah, it's like it would be really interesting to see some lawyers actually talk about what the fuck is going on and what the legal ramifications actually are.
This is if you knowingly lied and you sent these lies to a random person, it is so completely and absolutely definitively against the law to do that.
There are also multiple people who are like, what are you gonna get a lawyer for? Like, you have no proof of anything. It's like, yeah, that's what the lawyer's for. That's what discovery does. You're gonna get access to some crazy shit, as proven by the Smash JT and Alyssa Mercante lawsuit. You're gonna find some crazy things. But Kirsche, they had cancer. They can't do wrong. I don't know, man. 6 times? Like, there's definitely been cases of people getting like four different kinds of cancer, or like the cancer comes back, and so it's like their second time they've had it, right? So like, it can happen. But everyone is saying she's lying about it, and obviously the people defending her being like, you're disgusting for even implying that. It's like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about this woman. I don't trust her because she clearly likes lying, but the Bear Brother is on the Roach King stream. Cody's getting mass love. Yeah. Fucking... This was something I was talking about before I started stream as well with someone, and it's...
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna pause right here just so like I can actually keep my thought in my head, right? Express it. But yeah, as I've already said, it does sometimes happen, right? Sometimes people just hit the genetic, they hit the genetic, what the opposite of the genetic jackpot is, and they get dealt a really shitty hand. Because again, some cancers are just genetic. Sometimes you have a predisposition that's extremely high towards developing cancer. It's oftentimes the same. It's often a certain kind of cancer, but it is a thing that happens. So it's a thing that could happen, but it wouldn't surprise me, given again the way this lady is behaving and how she's using it as a scapegoat, or not a scapegoat, but like as a means to absolve herself of responsibility. It would not surprise me if it turns out she either never had it in the first place, or just had it once, maybe twice, maybe even 3 times, but then realized every time she gets in trouble with someone, she could just play the cancer card, and then everyone backs the fuck off, right? Which is why, again, I think it should be common sense that like just because you have a medical condition, unless it actually affects your cognition, it's not really all that relevant in terms of like evaluating your behavior, right? Unless it actually affects your cognition. It doesn't absolve you from moral responsibilities, or I guess technically if it affects your capacity to do something, then at least it can remove some oughts from your list of oughts, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case in any of these.
It's like, I love the fact that Advanced GG cannot do anything without people swarming their comments and reminding them what kind of company they are. I want to see that kind of fervor and that kind of like dedication to not letting people forget
Capcom
every
really
time a company
illustrates
capitulates to cancel culture. Doesn't she fake her cancer for pity money and Twitter points? I've seen people say that she like does cancer donation raising every so often and then takes trips to Disneyland, and then her boyfriend was like, I pay for that shit. Again, who knows? I don't really know what's going on with that.
It's not even a question.
That is a bit of a, I don't know if she talks about it in this video, but that is a bit of a problem that some VTubers have, where they just use the pretense of donation to amass money so that they can spend it on themselves, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. Like, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, some of these people live in different countries, so it would definitely be a country by country basis, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal, at least in the United States, right? It's like some VTubers actually do show the receipts. It's like, hey, here's the proof that the money actually went to where it was supposed to go, right? But You know, it is a good way to, again, actually grift, right? To actually pretend like you believe in something to make money. That's an actual grift, right? Pretending to send money to charity when all you're doing is you're just accruing it for yourself. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so
It's not even a possibility that, oh, well, maybe it could have been a misunderstanding. No. This is like super, super cut and dried. I mean, that's it. Yeah. And again, lawyer here, it's like Porsche but tort. Oh, right. Okay. Can he prove it, though? He can prove it. So this would be funny. How you would prove it. Is you would obviously you would go to a lawyer. They would file a charge against the company. You would you would ask the judge for the ability to go through discovery, to have the company obviously say who this person was that made this accusation, and then after they make the accusation, and you could also do it. You could reverse do it through the what do you call it? You could do it reverse way through that VTuber, right? And so it's like extortion. Then you go through discovery, you find out where the email is from, and then
see, I think that would be a very interesting thing. A lot of people who don't want Vex to face accountability for the fact that she blasted this and was the catalyst for him getting fired are just like, oh, the real bad guy is the one who wrote the email. And it's like, no, they're a bad guy, but Vex is also a bad guy. Regardless of who the email writer is, Vex is also implicated in this now because she's the one who spread it instead of containing it and warning Kodiak someone was impersonating him. I would like to see if there's a way to find out who the email person is as just like an average individual, right? We had that one thread where someone found out that the IP address linked to the email was like in Maine or something. And so it's like, that's very interesting. I wonder if there's a way to find out who sent that, like, without having to go through the legal system. I have no idea. Thought I was.
There probably is. I'm not the guy to do that, but there probably is. Some PI could probably figure out how to do this.
The one people shipped Synthetic Man with? Is this how they smeared you as black? Because they shipped Synthetic Man. I have absolutely no idea what goes through those people's minds. But yeah, there was a period of time that they were doing that.
And you figure out who made the email. This is very easy to do. And like, by the way, like all this stuff like takes like, maybe it'll probably take like 3 weeks. Like actually probably not, probably take 2 or 3 months in order to go through everything. And then after that, you identify who the person is and then you sue them directly.
Yeah, this is all very slow. This is all slow as molasses. Kodiak has an uphill battle, not because he's in the wrong, but just because, again, it's so fucking time consuming and it's so fucking expensive, right? But it also strikes because, again, like they brought up the idea that like people are like, well, you have no proof. Why are you gonna get the police involved? It's like, it seems like that's like obviously retarded on its face, right? I mean, if you needed proof to begin the investigation, what would you need the investigation for? You already have the proof, right? The whole point of the investigation is to find proof. So if you already have proof, what's the point of the investigation? This is kind of ridiculous, right? An investigation can also clear someone, right? So if you need, how can you clear someone for an investigation through an investigation if you require proof to start the investigation? Like these people very clearly are, again, being rhetorical. They're not being serious people. They're not actually trying to understand the situation. They are simply trying to move. They're just trying to move the conversation in a way that advantages them. They don't actually care about the truth of the matter, right? So I mean, where's that?
It's so fast. It's so easy. Like it's so direct. Because it's accusation or a crime, so they can't just do that. Yeah, exactly. And his sponsor can keep the decision of cutting ties with said creator, but the wrongdoer can be held accountable for causing it with malicious intent. I don't know. I don't think that the company. I mean, most companies exist in states. I'm assuming this guy's in the U.S.
He is in the U.S. And like I said, Asman didn't cover the like Revenstraub thing, so he probably has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about when it goes into that portion of it, which is fine. That's fine. And I thought it was funny People were posting this screenshot at me. This was December 2nd, 2025. So, late last year. Vex saying, I don't care how horrible someone is to me. I'm not going to leak anyone's government name because that's how people end up dead. The internet is full of people who will go to extreme lengths to hurt others, and I won't have a hand in being the reason someone ends up in a ditch. Which is very interesting, right? Because if she said this, and then a couple of months later, she releases this email, not only with his content creator name, but also his government name, doesn't that kind of prove that she knows exactly what she's doing when she posts something like she did with Kodiak? Because she's acknowledging here that, yeah, when you leak their name, that's how people end up dead. That's a very interesting thing. Thank you for these screenshots. I hope that's archived somewhere if it's not deleted. Apparently someone threatened to swat her least obvious alt. I mean, like I said...
Yeah, that's also the first thing that comes to mind with this stuff too, right? Is, what's the entire purpose of, like, doxing someone? Like, obviously it's an intimidation tactic, right? Or it's a violence by proxy tactic, right? It's like, well, I'm not going to commit to the bit, but someone else might be deranged enough to commit to the bit. So instead, I will put this out there for stochastic terrorism purposes, right? That's the entire purpose of a dox, is to ensure like that a person can be identified for the purpose of being destroyed. And yeah, one of the means that they do that is swatting, and swatting is absolutely an attempted murder charge, right? Because in order to get the SWAT team to your house in the first place, you have to make a false call they have to make a false call of an egregious nature which necessitates special weapons and tactics, right? Like a fucking kidnapping situation or a fucking like hostage situation. So it's like, again, this is an attempt to get someone murdered in that, that's the function of a swatting. The purposes of a dox is to outsource reputational damage to someone else. That way, you may not yourself have caused the reputational damage. You just gave everyone tools with which to cause the reputational or physical damage required, right? You didn't actually get them fired from the job. I just put all the information out there so that someone else could get them fired from the job. It's like, oh, I didn't kill him. I just put the docs out there so that someone could swat him. It's like, no, the doxing thing. There is no good faith dox, like, outside of, like, again, causing harm to someone, which is again why I'm like, look, if someone doxes you, I think again the counter, like the mutually assured destruction tactic should be on the table, right? And it's like, well, you fuck around, you find out, right? Because again, that would be a massive incentive to not do this.
At the end of stream yesterday, do not go and threaten these people, right? Do not make threats. Do not say things like someone should find where you live, or someone should go to your house, or just like anything like that, right? Do not send threats, because if threats are sent, then they become a victim. And you need to keep the focus on what they did wrong and how they were the ones who tried to get someone harmed, and actually did, because he lost his job. Sending threats will never, ever make either your case look good or give you any credence. And
that's the key there. It's the look good part, because you still have to look good to your allies, right? But the problem is that, again, you also need to look good to the general population, because you're trying to win over the general population to your side, trying to win over the wider community to your side, right? Even though, yes, we do know that, like, there's a huge leftist market in VTubing. There's also a huge rightist market in VTubing, right? And we also know these two groups don't exactly like each other, but that's besides the point. There is, like, you don't want to destroy your again, job opportunities, and there are still going to be people who will be willing to potentially do business with you that might not be willing to do business with you if you open yourself up to such reputational attacks as, like, again, what Kirsche is describing right here. You got to remember that, again, these people that you're fighting against, they specialize in reputational warfare, and it's kind of stupid to arm your enemies, right? The punishment is the process, right? Take these fuckers to court.
so I'm always a little incredulous when suddenly someone is facing tons of backlash, And most people are engaging in a, you get what you deserve, fuck around and find out. And then they get like one comment. They get one comment that pushes things crazy far. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. And then someone...
Yeah, it's not like, it's not just VTubers. People do this all the fucking time online where it's like, there's too much heat on me. I gotta get the heat off me. And the way they get the heat off them is they literally create a spoof account, or they get a friend to pretend to, threaten them. And then that, to get sympathy points. Would not surprise me at all. But also, it seems like certain people in this community also have a lot of alts. Think of that like Ray guy from the whole Celestium drama, like Celestium Stalker. He had like what, 10 fucking alts, right? Like actual fucking mental illness. But he has those alts to harangue and harass people and to keep tabs on people after they block him. There are people just deranged who do this stuff.
Also linked this. We've all seen the like fuck you, fuck ice, fuck your god tweet. We've seen that a million times. I've never seen this one. July 11th, 2025. So this was like...
As vulgar as it is, we might want to go and read that entire tweet because, again, it'll show you the character of the person that we're talking about here. Okay, hold on. So yeah, this is one of the virtue signal tweets, although this person probably believes this. Fuck you, fuck ice, fuck your god, fuck your mother for birthing you, fuck your father for not dumping you in sock. Your mom should have used a fucking coat hanger, you fucking troglodyte. Fuck off and go beat your dick to your sister. What the fuck is wrong with this person, right? Just like, what the fuck is actually wrong with this person, right? Like, first of all, why would you end this by telling someone to go masturbate to thoughts of like their relatives? What kind of deranged person actually says this thing out loud and doesn't realize this makes them seem like an actually disturbed individual? Not even just like the beginning where it's like, I hate you for being, you're ontologically evil, right? Like, in all reality, right? It's like, obviously they're attacking beliefs first, right? Fuck ice, fuck your god. So right here we're talking about, if you believe in borders and shit, go fuck yourself, right? If you believe in God, a natural order, then go fuck yourself, which is, again, tied to here. Again, fuck the people who love you, right? Your mom for conceiving you, your dad for being, so like your mom and dad because they are your principle in being, right? And then again, you should have been aborted. It's like with a coat hanger. We're talking like a back alley abortion that could have potentially, killed the mom, even if they decided to abort. Like, this is a person that's just filled with rage and hate, which. It's a person filled with rage and hate, and that might kind of explain the picture on Tectone's thumbnail. What was that thing? Aiden Paladin did a whole video on like whether or not hatred and depravity end up showing up on your face as you get older, right? Possibly. We may have an example of that.
I've never seen this one. July 11th, 2025. So this was...
Oh yeah, my point was, my point with reading that tweet was she seems to think her enemies are ontologically evil, that they are evil in their very being. It's a bit of a Manichaean way of looking at things, isn't it?
Was like at the tail end of my cancellation campaign. You can't be racist against white people, dumbass. I hope...
This is such a fucking red flag of like of a dog whistle, right? First of all, only dogs can hear dog whistles. Yes, I am aware. I am a dog. That being said, right? That being said, what a fucking I set up that joke and now I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah. This is definitely a red flag. Anytime you hear this, I think we all know, we can all roll our eyes because like, oh god, I know exactly what kind of fucking ideology this person's about to spout, right? I know that they're not, I know that these people are like actually ideologically like possessed. And yeah, fair enough. The pattern continues to hold, right? The noticing continues.
Like that one retard femboy, this gets posted every time she says something. I love seeing that one guy's tweets, and then I click on it, and then all of the replies are just people posting his "you can't be racist to white people" tweet. It's so great. Never let them forget. The biggest racist in the world are leftists. True and fucking real. And I've seen...
But she does have a point. Like, you can only forgive a person in, like, I mean, like, you can forgive in the sense of, like, letting go personally of your personal grudges, right? Don't let your enemies live rent-free in your head kind of deal, right? Make them fucking pay rent. But, you know, that being said, just because, like, you can let go of what maybe, like, someone has done to you specifically, that doesn't necessarily mean that you just cut the entire slate blank, right? No, absolutely not. If they're still doing the same thing, yeah, sure, don't bother your own head with this shit, right? But that being said, or like don't bog your own soul down with this shit. But that same being said, if they're still doing that shit, you don't have to forget it, right? It's, you know, you can forgive and forget in certain situations, but there are other situations where it's like you can actually rescind, you know, the forgiveness or rescind the forgetting, right? Sometimes you can forgive but not forget, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, in that situation, someone has actually made amends. Someone has actually shown that they're actually genuinely apologetic and want to actually make it up to you, right? And are actually willing to put in the effort to make amends, but they may have a particular proclivity that they may have an issue to relapse in. Think about, for example, an alcoholic, right? You can forgive an alcoholic, but then also, again, not forget that this person has tendencies to alcoholism, right? Because it would be really stupid to forget this. And the same thing with, like, if you, again, the whole spouse, like, if you have an issue where, like, your spouse cheats on you, right? Yeah, sure, if you save the relationship, you could choose to save the relationship and forgive your partner, assuming again that they actually put in the work to actually save the relationship and actually make amends, which is a thing that can happen. It's not impossible. It is a thing that has happened historically. It does happen. It doesn't always happen. Don't fucking bank on it. That being said, in a situation like that, you would still, even if you could forgive, it would still be really stupid of you to forget, right? Because again, the weakness of the will kind of deal, right? Of an undisciplined mind and soul, especially one that, you know, has never been tempered by temptation. That being said, in this case, it's like if a person has not actually even shown that they are willing to make that effort, right? Then, yeah, you don't really have to forgive the debts, right? You don't have to forget what they've done. In fact, it's probably a good idea to keep that on hand, not to, again, harm the person per se, but to, again, keep it known to the, you know, to the people who need to know. It's like, hey, by the way, this is the proclivities of this individual, right? This is what they do. Don't get scammed by this person by, again, donating to donations that may not very well go to where they're at because they never actually show the receipts of them going to the charity, right? Just, you know, saying, in VTubers in general, right? It's like someone, you know, backstabs you in a business deal. It's like, oh yeah, you could forgive them, but it would be really stupid to forget that they backstabbed you in a deal. So it would be really wise for you to not do business with them afterwards, right? And yeah, in this case, it's like, yeah, with Advanced GG never actually apologized for any of this shit, right? It never apologized to Rev and Straub for firing them, even though they were actually some of their biggest creators, some of their biggest moneymakers. And, you know, they just tossed them aside for no really good reason, to be perfectly honest. It was really fake and gay. So, yeah, it's like if Advanced GG is going to side with people like Vex, because they still haven't dropped Vex last time I checked today, but they dropped the hell out of Rev and Straub, even though Rev and Straub was making them money, especially in 1 year more than anything she's probably ever produced. Yeah, I think we could see where Advanced GG's values lie, and, like, again, we could just point to people out as like, hey, maybe don't spend money on people who hate your guts, right? Just pointing that out there.
I've seen a couple of people make some tweets at I almost said the wrong company, at Advanced GG people. I've seen a couple of them make tweets like asking, hey, why are you okay with this? Which, you know, they dropped Rev and Straub for way fucking less. So, and I saw this guy's tweet. And he added someone named B Belief Live. Gotta ask, does Advanced GG really support actual pieces of shit like Vex who slander people and send their community to harass them to the point where the community gets someone fired? And I was like, who the fuck is that? I know who Vex is. I know who Advanced GG is. Who the fuck is this guy? So I hovered over it and I was like, hey, wait a minute, that's weird. I can't see anything. So I clicked on it and I was like, oh, lead partnership manager at Advanced GG. Very interesting. Very interesting that the lead partner manager at Advanced GG has blocked me. Now, I have no idea.
I can't help but notice things related to physiognomy, right? Just I don't believe in physiognomy, but the the physiognomy bells are ringing in my brain. It's like, ah, damn, I think I remember something about this, right?
Who this guy is, and this is the first time I've seen his profile. So I have no idea if he blocked me when I was defending Rev and Straub, or if he blocked me from calling out Advanced during this current thing with Vex. I have no idea. But I think it's very strange that people in Advanced are protecting someone like Vex, who is actively harming, harassing, and having real-life repercussions befall people in real life. And they got rid of Rev and Straub for having a public conversation with someone who started the conversation by saying, fuck ICE, and then a ton of cancel culture people decided that they wanted to try and get them removed. So that's very interesting, and it makes me think, I'm gonna cover myself in tinfoil. I wonder what Vex is doing for someone at Advanced GG partnership, like, management. I wonder what she's doing for them, because there's no company in the world that would want to be associated with someone who lies about sexual assault and gets someone fired. Does she know just how stupid her actions have become, and how long do you think it'll be before she's off platforms completely? Seems that the further she goes, the worse it gets.
I highly doubt that she's going to be off platforms anytime soon. But yeah, that is a good question, because it's a good thing I'm not on Twitch right now, right? Because there is obviously that whole thing where it's like Twitch has a special rule that you can't criticize Twitch staff for certain things, and it's like, interesting. It's kind of interesting what certain streamers, especially outside the VTuber community, because it's not really the VTubers that benefit from this, that get away with, right? It's kind of interesting that they all share certain attributes, right, that lead me to believe uncouth behaviors might be going on with Twitch staff. But I don't know if that's the case here, but it's like, it is kind of strange that someone who doesn't seem to be pulling in all that much for the company might actually be more solidly in the company than Rev and Straub were, even though they did more for the company. It really gets the noggin jogging, right? I'm not going to make any kind of accusations or insinuations because I genuinely don't know, right? I have no fucking idea what she does for that particular company. But again, if they were willing to throw away a larger creator who actually brought in way more revenue, very much more consistently than she did, and they side with her, but not Rev and Straub, when Rev and Straub were basically kicked out for their religious beliefs, which weren't even extreme, by the way. Whereas, you know, this person actually straight up seems to have caused reputational damage to someone who also worked with... Wait, hold on. Did Kodiak work? I think Kodiak did work with Advanced GG, who also worked with Advanced GG, and, you know... I don't know. It does get the conspiracy brain going, right? It does get me going full tinfoil, but I don't feel comfortable making those insinuations because I just don't know. I think that's one of those things we'd have to wait for discovery. But yeah.
Absolutely no idea. It's been a long time of people like this not having any repercussions, which is why they feel so bold to do these kind of things. And that's again why I am very happy that Advanced GG cannot do anything without everyone reminding them, you removed people who made you tons of money, who didn't do anything bad to your company, for having a public conversation where they weren't even trying to harm the other party. You deserve absolutely everything in this downfall that is happening. This is insane to see. And I really hope that this energy is carried on. Every time a company does something like what Advanced GG does, I want to see this level of swarming them every time they try to do something. Don't let them forget. Don't let other people forget. Don't let them try to rebuild on a mountain of corpses left behind. Don't let that happen. That is the only way that these companies will start making a decision in the way of like, maybe it's not going to be beneficial for us to bend the knee to cancel mobs anymore, because if we bend the knee to the cancel mob, then we have another mob who was actually spending money on us before, also continuously reminding everyone how shit we are. So we lose a ton of money, and we lose all of our social capital by bending the knee to the cancel mob. This is what needs to happen.
While I agree with Kirsche, the problem with this is that a lot of these companies have spellcasters in their midst that are specifically trained in, again, creating a hyper reality around the people that they're selling to, right? Obviously, the Gramscian Project is not sold as the Gramscian Project. You're not going up to a lot of these, company owners being like, "Hey, brother, you wanna help me spread communism?" No, you have to actually like get them ensnared by giving them something that they want, that is almost certainly an objective good for them, right? Oftentimes, these companies get snared because they're offered something that on appearance looks like it's good, but it comes with strings attached that act like a snare, right? And those strings are sometimes just, again, deceptions that, lead you to make really fucking bad decisions. And sometimes they come with like obligations. It's like, well, I have obligations to do this now, and I'm kind of fucked, right? But yeah, so that is one of the problems that we will run into quite often, is like, you have spellcasters not just online, but you have spellcasters in the companies, and a lot of these people aren't as terminally online as the rest of us, right? So they don't necessarily know any of this stuff, because they don't, it's not something that they're, looking out for. It's not something they're trained for, right? Why would they expect that this person that they hired as a specialist is, instead of giving them information about the market, is, putting a hyper reality over them to forward their own ideological agenda, right? It's not something a lot of these people are going to expect. But, hopefully they catch on sooner rather than later. But yeah, I would definitely never use personally would never use advanced GG ever again after this shit. It's like, okay, yeah, nah, that's fucking absurd. But yeah, I just wanted to see if I could add anything to the commentary on this particular thing. I will say, apparently, once again, the left are wrong, because at the beginning of this video, unrelated to the rest of this, right? I will talk about the Nick Shirley thing at a point in the future, the Stop Nick Shirley Act, because that's fucking absurd. But apparently, the left is again wrong, because Donald Trump in this case was right. They are eating the cats. They are eating the dogs. Just like, okay. Okay, interesting. It's the first thing I thought when I saw that. I was like, damn. Okay, I think I remember an entire song about this, right? Yeah, no. Kirsche is absolutely right. None of this behavior actually stops until someone actually gets like hit with the entire weight of the book. And I'll show you another example of like exactly this. Because I'm going to have to make another Chippy Reviews video, because these fuckers won't fucking stop. And again, it's like, you judge a man based off his enemies. And if the caliber of man that is Chibi's enemy is someone that would go to someone's grave, like to a man's brother's grave, to dig them up and then dox the brother's grave so that, again, everyone knows where it's at, and encourage people to dig up his brother's grave, I think that kind of enemy kind of vindicates Chibi as a person. Just gonna say, right, again, judge a man by his enemies, and his enemies very consistently vindicate him. So, and again, it's not gonna stop until one of these fuckers gets actually sent to prison, which I hope happens sooner rather than later, because this is fucking absurd, right? Well, as soon as people actually start getting like life-changing, settlements in terms of like, again, the fines that you get charged with for your behavior, or life altering prison sentences. Yeah, I think that'll change some people's behavior. It'll signal that, oh, we can't get away with this behavior anymore. I think that would definitely benefit us. But yeah, it is also funny though. It is funny that when it comes to, like, I did a whole video that was very impromptu, very on the spot, not very well organized, about the whole idea of the VGen Mafia, and apparently side scrollers talked about it. So I'll be watching the side scrollers thing, and I might do a commentary on a portion of the side scrollers video, because again, I can turn like a 30-minute video into like a 2-hour or 2.5-hour like yap fest. A 2-hour 22-minute video is gonna kill me. Plus, it's probably not all actually necessary to like any kind of analysis I would do anyway. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the Kodiak situation. Absolutely fucking horrendous. If I didn't like Vex before, which I did not, I found her egregiously annoying and egregiously distasteful, as you can see. But yeah, she kind of crossed the line on this one, right? Absolutely crossed the fucking line on that one. And I'm glad people are pointing out, it's like, oh, you said not to do this, and then you end up doing it. Yeah, that's it's interesting. It's interesting the implications that come from that. But yeah, again, the general point of these people hate you. They want to see you broke, destitute, dead, and your children corrupted. And they think it's funny. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Y'all have a lovely day. Oh, and but before I go, if you can, go show Kodiak some love. I'll put his channel in the video description. But he's a good guy. I find him a little annoying at times, but he's a good guy. He did not deserve any of this to happen to him. If you can, go show him some love in either one of his videos or in one of his streams. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. Do not tell him I sent you, though.